Trivia Friday question for you. I'll have that probably during the third or golden hour here on this Friday. Instead, I want to tell you now about North Arkansas Regional Medical Center in Harrison. The only facility within 50 miles of Harrison that is baby-friendly designated. There are 8 hospitals in Arkansas that are designated baby-friendly. NARMC was the third in the state to be so. They deliver over 500 babies annually at NARMC. You can learn about North Arkansas Regional Medical Center at narmc.com. Back to wrap up the second hour of halftime after this break.
But I just have a lot of faith they're going to end up right where they want to be. They just always do.
All of the Omahas. Yes, sir.
This is halftime.
Looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong? Call the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. Serving the Fort Smith area for over 40 years, the Fence Man builds custom, one-of-a-kind fences, residential, commercial, and high security. Need automatic gates? The Fence Man does it. Need financing? You got it. 18-month financing is available. Get your free quote today at thefencemanar.com. Or call 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
Designed by Jason Christie, the Booyah Finesse Covert Spinnerbait doesn't just bring the fight, it dominates. Choose from 3 blade options: Colorado for maximum thump, Willow for bright flash, and the one the pros won't talk about, the Oklahoma blade. Perfectly balanced for subtle vibration, multiple flash points, and unmatched versatility. The Oklahoma blade is your secret weapon for pressured waters. Precision engineering, tournament proven, and one mission: dominate. Booyah Finesse Covert Spinnerbait, here for one thing.
Dental emergencies do not wait, and neither should you. At Valley Urgent Dental, they're here for you on the weekends, whether it's a broken tooth, a painful infection, or a crown that's come loose. Dr. Kendall Roberts and Dr. Doug Terry are ready to help. Why wait till Monday? Call 479-235-5655 now. Valley Urgent Dental is located at 5505 Uper Lane behind Golden Corral in Fort Smith. Valley Urgent Dental, emergency dental care when you need it most.
Summer is finally here. Come check out Koper's Boat Center's huge selection of boats with extra rebates for a limited time. Koper's features low pontoons and fishing boats, Malibu and Actors wake surf boats, Caymas bass boats, and Koper's has recently added the luxury line of Harris pontoons. Koper's experienced professionals will answer all of your boating questions, and their award-winning customer service is second to none. Plus, they have the best boat storage option in town. Find them online at Kopers.com. That's COPHERS.com. Koper's Boat Center, providing family fun since 1971.
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging. The future of office printing is here with Xerox's Connect Key technology and cloud connectivity. Xerox offers seamless integration, top-notch security, and unmatched efficiency to help your business stay ahead. Don't miss out. Call us today at 783-6600 and ask about our special offer for a free Xerox color printer with many Xerox models. Dixie Digital Imaging, leading the way in office technology.
We're keeping Arkansas beautiful. Want to lend a hand? Don't be afraid to get them dirty. Every day, volunteers around the state are picking up litter, planting trees and wildflowers, recycling, and more. You know what these volunteers need most? Help. Volunteer today at keeparkansasbeautiful.com. Learn more about all our programs. A message brought to you by the Keep Arkansas Beautiful Commission, this station, and the Arkansas Broadcasters Association.
Are you ready to make a difference for the environment while helping the visually impaired at the same time? Then donate your vehicle to Heritage for the Blind today by calling 1-800-983-6530. Every donated vehicle will either be properly recycled in an eco-friendly manner or given a new life through reuse. Donating your vehicle is easy. Simply call 1-800-983-6530 and Heritage for the Blind will do the rest. They'll even arrange for your vehicle to be picked up at no cost to you. And for a limited time, when you donate your car, you'll receive a $200 restaurant voucher and a 2-night, 3-day hotel stay at one of 50 locations. Call 1-800-983-6530 right now to schedule your vehicle donation and make a positive impact on the environment while helping others. Heritage for the Blind, where every car donation counts and every person makes a difference. Call 1-800-983-6530 now. This advertisement is paid for by Heritage for the Blind.
Brace yourself. May mayhem has exploded at the Lewis Automotive Group, and they're crushing prices like never before across all 5 locations. Lewis Automotive, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 80 years.
When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. And in my hour of darkness, she is standing right in front of me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be.
Welcome back into halftime, live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
I'm desperately trying to come up with a Fish City Trivia Friday question for you here. That I wanted to maybe try to base around this theory that I've got of human evolution, and it's because of something that I'm experienced walking into the ballpark today. Matt, you talk about going to the grocery store and all the money that it costs to walk out of there, but you walk out of there with sometimes more bags than you can handle on your fingers. Do you ever want another finger?
Ooh, that reminds me of the quote, Road Trip. He goes, "Did I say 2 fingers? Better make it 3."
Well, what about an 11th? I do think that at some point we're not going to be alive to see this happen or experience it.
Well, there's if you read, you're a reader. There's stories in the Bible about people having 6 fingers and being 10 feet tall and all that stuff. So yeah, people can have 6 fingers.
Okay, so how about this then? How about a trivia question for Fish City Friday about a baseball franchise that had 2 pitchers who were famous that had more than or less than, maybe in the case both, less than or more than 5 fingers on the throwing hand. How about that? Because it's happened.
It's not JPP that played for the Bucks, right?
I don't think that counts. Now, did he have a whole finger? I forget what happened exactly with the fireworks explosion.
Yeah, I think he was 3 on one side.
Ooh, yes. 3 would be the right
Who's
number.
your favorite pitcher, though, with the last name Fingers?
Well, there's only one that I know of.
Yeah.
Raleigh. I mean, and he had the great mustache, too. To have Fingers as your last name and have the mustache to roll with your fingers is some next-level stuff. All right, so you get a $25 gift card if you can tell me the Major League franchise that had, and these pitchers were like 80 years apart from each other, 2 pitchers, one who had less than 5 fingers, the other had more than 5 fingers on his hand. 877-377-6963 to text, and the first correct answer will get the $25 gift card to Fish City Grill. And make sure you order more than just $25 worth and then take it to go, and then you can look at your hand and think, you know what, I could use an 11th finger to carry all this food inside. That's what it's like for me these days, Matt. I walked into the stadium. I've got my backpack slung over my shoulders. I've got a water bottle. It's got a little hook on it for my pinky. Pinky fingers are really good at holding things. I've got 2 other plastic bags, one for clothing, one for food. So there was another couple of things I had tucked in my arms. Either needed another arm or I needed the 11th finger. And I'm going to tell you what, 100 years from now, 150 years from now. So I don't know if I could really predict human evolution properly, but I'm here to tell you, we're getting an 11th finger at some point. You can choose what you want to do with it. I know what I'm doing with mine. I am going to carry more bags up to radio booths in SEC baseball parks. The correct answer has come in, and B in Mountain Home has it. It is the Chicago Cubs. That is exactly right. And Antonio Alfonseca was known as the 6-finger man. And then they had a pitcher whose name was Mordecai Brown, who had a farming accident as a kid, and he had one of those fingers cut off. And even though he had 4 fingers on his hand, including his thumb, his nickname was 3-Finger Brown.
I have 9 toes. What can be my nickname?
Nueve.
And he's a Cub fan.
And I'm a Cub fan.
This all works perfectly.
It ties together.
Congratulations to B in Mountain Home, who got the question correct. And congratulations to C-Unit, because eventually, once humankind gets that 11th finger, your 10th toe is coming back too, my friend.
I wish that's how it worked.
Thanks
I wish they just grew back.
Thanks to Fish City Grill. Well, if you were a lizard, it would. Thanks to Fish City Grill for providing $25 gift cards for our Fish City Friday trivia questions. Stay with us for hour number 3. That's coming after the break.
Hello, this is Sebastian County Assessor Zach Johnson here to remind you to assess your personal property by May 31st to avoid late penalty. You can do this in person at one of our 3 locations, over the phone, or online by going to www.countyservice.net. I would also like to remind any current homeowners or any individuals buying their homes on contract to contact our office and check on your eligibility for the homestead tax credit. Contact us today to see if you qualify. The homestead tax credit could save you up to $600 off your tax bill.
This ad sponsored by the Sebastian County Assessor and paid for by Amendment 79.
A friend is someone who knows where you came from. Someone who always shows up when you need them. Someone who's there for the good times and the challenging ones. At Shelter Insurance, our agents help design personal protection plans backed by the team J.D. Power ranked #1 in customer satisfaction among auto insurers in the Central Region 7 of the last 8 years.
Call Brad Howe in Van Buren or call Ryan Hughes in Fort Smith.
Locally owned Lumber One can handle all of your building needs. They've built their business on having great relationships with everybody from contractors and builders to the everyday build-it-yourself. Lumber One is a full-line door shop to handle all of your door, window, and trim needs. And along with lumber, roofing and drywall products, attic wall and floor insulation is available. Lumber One also does blueprint takeoff with access to design services with estimates available. So go where the pros go. Lumber One, located on Industrial Park Road in Van Buren.
Attention skilled craftsmen, Bath Makeover of Arkansas is hiring only the best that the natural state has to offer. If you're ready for your next big opportunity to have steady work and better pay, Bath Makeover of Arkansas is ready to talk to you. Bath Makeover is looking for plumbers, electricians, bathroom installers, and project managers to help us keep up with high demand. Bath Makeover is growing our commercial division as well, with the ability to now install over 100 bathrooms a month. Bath Makeover can knock out multi-unit projects quickly. Easily 10 bathrooms at a time in a single week at hotels, apartments, and government housing all across Arkansas. Bath Makeover of Arkansas is looking for only experienced and qualified skilled craftsmen to join our talented team. To learn more about the job opportunities at Bath Makeover of Arkansas, visit bathmakeoverar.com. That's bathmakeoverar.com. Plumbers, electricians, bathroom installers, and project managers, visit bathmakeoverar.com. That's bathmakeoverar.com.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, partly to mostly sunny sky. Our high temperatures will be into the upper 80s. Chance of a few showers and storms tonight and overnight low in the low 70s. Chance of isolated rainfall, otherwise partly sunny. Our high on Saturday into the upper 80s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by In Good Spirits, Fort Smith's premier source for wine, specialty beers, and liquor, located at 12100 Highway 71 South in Fort Smith. KERX Paris, Fort Smith. This is Halftime, coming at you from the Crabtree RV Studios on ESPN 95.3. Broadcasting on ESPN Arkansas and streaming on hitthatline.com.
We got a good one tonight. You got a team in here that doesn't respect it.
Live from the Busch Light Studios.
Don't ask me if I'm all right. What can't they dominate? And we not doing it.
We're going to go get one and celebrate on somebody else's field.
Yeah.
People said you had very motivational words at halftime.
It's halftime with Bill Olson and Matt Jones.
From the bottom of my toes to the top of my head. What's my hot dog? Let's go, man.
I have zero respect for saying no mock at halftime.
But they were one Razorback. It's vintage Matt Jones. The Cinderella story is over, man. Let's go.
Call or text 877-377-6963. Now, here's Phil Olson and Matt Jones.
Welcome back. Third hour, halftime on a Friday, the golden hour, the goldenest hour of all the golden hours, I guess. 1:01 in the afternoon on ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com. Phil Elson with Matt Jones and the unit, Christian Johnston producing. We'll have Neil Atkinson from Bet Saracen in the next segment. Otherwise, get with us anytime you want. 877-377-6963 for the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Seeing here, they're mad about the NFL schedule. This is from the NFL. I'm wondering about these Wednesday games. They say on the ESPN article about it, Wednesday night's opening game is a bold foray, but the NFL is really just following what fans want. Quote, giving more football to NFL fans is only a good thing, unquote, sends Executive Vice President of Media Distribution Hans Schroeder. 10% jump in ratings last season. I just don't know if fans love NFL football no matter what day of the week it is. But does that really mean that moving games to other days of the week, Wednesdays, just feels like an odd day? Do the players care about what day it is as long as you get the proper, time period to recuperate?
Well, they're creatures of habit, so you got to understand how people get ready for games when they're on different days. You just change. So every single Monday you do the exact same thing. Every single Tuesday you do the exact same thing. So you're preparing for Sunday. And so now if we're playing on Wednesday, well, then you're going to do Tuesday is going to be your Saturday day, and then Monday is going to be your Friday. So you're still going to do the same thing because it's all part of your process. You have every hour accounted for. I think it's just a greed element. It's so weird. It's just like when's enough? So in 20 years, is the salary cap for every NFL team going to be over $500 million? Why is it just this excess greed in every area of life, every human? It's the weirdest thing. It's like, man, play the games on Sundays and have your thing. Why are you trying to take control of everything? I don't understand it, but I think differently than I think a lot of people.
I agree, man.
There's a lot of, I think within the next couple of years, there's going to be a whole redo of NFL broadcast contracts. So when is there ever enough money? I don't think there ever is. In the NFL's case, they can look at expansion at some point again. They want more games. They're looking at expansion, I think, internationally. Just look at all the international games. Now you've got, we talk about broadcast. The word broadcast means so much different, something so totally different now than it did 15 years ago or even 10 years ago when your streaming services were just showing television shows and movies and not live events. It's the thing about NFL football. It is the main driver of network profits. You think about the money that they make off of the games themselves, the promotion that they can use for everything else that they've got during the week. But then that's just like CBS, NBC, and all of that. Now you add in, look at all the other groups that are getting involved in broadcasting sports. Prime Video is the way to watch the NBA playoffs. Prime Video now has 3 Duke basketball games that will be prime time and broadcast to the world. Netflix, Paramount. This really goes along with CBS, I guess. But I look here at the NFL schedule, and this is why you have the Wednesday game. Remember, Netflix got Major League Baseball's opening game with a really weird broadcast that just needed to be toned down a little bit. Netflix gets the first Thursday game in the NFL this year. I didn't realize that. I thought they just had Christmas. They get San Francisco and Los Angeles in Melbourne. So NBC is supposed to get Thursday nights, right? That's their main package. Thursday nights, Sunday nights. I guess they're supposed to get the first game of the year. That's what it was. So they get that first game that's on a Wednesday. And the NFL can look at that and say, hey, here's a whole new window. You don't have any the attention of the fans is not split, and NBC gets the window that they wanted, and Netflix gets a whole new thing that they can show in Australia. And I don't know what the money is, Matt, but they're spending obviously billions on it. And you asked the question where I think the answer is no. The answer would be there isn't ever enough money for the NFL.
Yeah, it's taken over, that's for sure. People are still going to watch it. You think of all the little side organizations that are making money off the NFL. All the gambling. Well, we got a gambling guy coming on today. All those sites. That's what they look. That's how they make money. Is betting on football, and they make a lot of it.
The next push will be because pardon me, isn't part of the one of the things the NFL wants to blow up is the Sportscasting Act of I forget the year, 62, 63, and I think that's the law that sort of protects Saturdays for college football, and they want to overturn that thing. So the next thing, Matt, is, and the NFL's already, I guess encroached on some college football inventory, just not Saturdays yet. I mean, they're in on Thursday nights. College football has been playing Thursday nights, I think, longer than the NFL has. I remember watching those ESPN games in the 80s before TNT and ESPN had a Thursday night NFL package. But that's the next one. That's the next one. That's the only day that they really can't dominate over, and it's because of college football. But watch, once the NFL gets this law overturned or a new law written, they'll go after Saturdays because they'll have plenty of I don't want to say the broadcasters, but they'd have streamers that'll be really interested in showing those games. And then you have NFL versus college football going up against each other. Who do you think wins in that case? Or are they both winners because everybody loves more football?
That's what they're going to say. They're going to say the people win. The fans win.
That would just be a bit much. And I know there's a lot of people who listen now who don't watch the NFL, and they're just college football. Like our guy Bill King. We asked Bill King a question about the NFL. He's clueless about it because he does not watch at all. For somebody that is so in the weeds.
Fantasy football is another thing that's taken over. That's people just have their fantasy. And sometimes they have multiple fantasy teams. They want to tell you about this. Like, I don't care about your golf game. I don't care about your make-believe band. And I don't care about your fantasy team. But let's hear about it.
It's one thing I never told you about, Matt. You can always guarantee you I would never tell you about my fantasy team. Why? Because I don't have one. I will tell you about the Arkansas baseball team every chance I get, and that's because that's kind of like my fantasy team.
Liverpool will play Aston Villa today at 2:00, so I know what you mean.
That's your fantasy team.
I know what you mean.
That's right. You haven't done you've done fantasy football, right?
Years ago. I co-manage a team. It's the coolest thing about me. I co-manage a team with Dr. Charlie Liggett. And if I told you we got last place in the league last year, we got last. We owe a lot of tacos. We'll just say that.
Wow, that's the first time I'd heard about you guys. But I thought maybe that would have popped up in a 3-up, 3-down at some point.
Still not over. It's still too soon. I think still too soon. Yeah.
Well, competitors compete.
Yeah, still we'll make a comeback next year.
There is. You sound like the Brooklyn Dodgers. There's always next year. We'll get them next year. Don't worry about it. So how I feel about the Hogs today. They didn't get Kentucky yesterday. That's all right. They'll get Kentucky today. In fact, I feel pretty good about that. Feel pretty good about the Hogs going after and getting Kentucky today. They got Gabe Gackle pitching. They did announce that already, so no surprise there. And Kentucky's going with, let me find my stats here. They're going with a pitcher named Ben Cleaver. He's like, I want to call him the Beeve. Isn't that the last name from Leave It to Beaver? He was Cleaver? Yeah, we got the Beeve pitching against the Hogs today with a 357 earned run average and averaging about 3 innings per start. So they don't get a lot of innings from their starters.
He better be going to class.
Yeah, he better
going to school.
Well, he'll show up here today, and hopefully his class will be throwing a few meatballs in his 3 innings. Meatballs actually sound pretty tasty right now. We'll break here in a moment. Neil Atkinson from Bet Sarazen will join us. First, I want to remind you about what's going on Monday, this next Monday, at Hardscrabble Country Club in Fort Smith from 9 to 11. It's the Bill Stansel Memorial Golf Tournament hosted by FCA. Great day of golf, fellowship, and impact. Helps the mission of the FCA in the River Valley. It's a 4-person scramble with first and second place prizes for gross and net teams. So you can register at FC at Fellowship of Christian Athletes, and looking forward to that. That's 479-806-0799. Okay, we are talking with Neil Atkinson from Bet Sarazen after the break.
Brace yourself. May mayhem has exploded at the Lewis Automotive Group, and they're crushing prices like never before across all 5 locations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouth. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
From sauce to dust to nuggets. Diablo dusted crispy chicken nuggets. No, they don't come in mild. That would make like 0 sense with the name. Or the whole explosion thing we just did. New Diablo Dusted Crispy Chicken Nuggets. A brand new classic. Only at Taco Bell.
Lewis Automotive has been serving Northwest Arkansas for over 75 years and just getting started.
Our knowledgeable sales team is here to find you the perfect vehicle to fit not only your lifestyle, but also your budget.
Our factory-trained service technicians keep your vehicle running at optimal level.
And if you're looking for genuine parts and accessories, our team has exactly what you need.
Relax in our comfortable lounge, and when your car's ready, we'll return it to you spotless.
Thank you for being a part of our story.
Come see us at Lewis Automotive Group, where you're more than a customer, you're family.
If your Razorback closet needs an upgrade, the University of Arkansas Game Day Collection is what you are looking for. Only at Roback.com. They have brand new Arkansas hoodies and polos that are selling fast. Go to Roback.com to check out their new apparel. That's Roback.com. RHOBACK.com. Use the code RUSH26 for 20% off your first order. Roback, where action meets comfort.
David Bowie got more fame with his #1 hit titled Fame. John Lennon co-wrote and sounded some of the high notes. The last line in the first verse sums it up. Fame puts you there where things are hollow. John 12:43 tells us that many people rejected Jesus because they love the fame of people more than the praise of God. Is it any wonder you get more fame by rejecting the name of Jesus? I'm Pastor E. from Woodland. Think about it.
Hello, this is Sebastian County Assessor Zach Johnson here to remind you to assess your personal property by May 31st to avoid late penalty. You can do this in person at one of our 3 locations, over the phone, or online by going to www.countyservice.net. I would also like to remind any current homeowners or any individuals buying their homes on contract to contact our office and check on your eligibility for the homestead tax credit. Contact us today to see if you qualify. The homestead tax credit could save you up to $600 off your tax bill.
So I had pain in my feet for a good 20 years.
It felt like I was standing on marbles.
Something wasn't working with my feet. Was diagnosed with plantar fasciitis.
If your feet aren't comfortable, the rest of the body suffers.
So I went into the Good Feet store and bam. They wanted to make sure that they gave me the right arch support.
You put in the arch supports. To me, it was almost miraculous.
It really brought me back to being able to be me.
I can run, I can walk. This is not something that you could solve online.
Reclaim the good life with a free arch support fitting at the Good Feet store. Good Feet, good life.
443-1800 or visit inatthemill.com. The Inn at the Mill, where the past meets the present.
I need somebody, not just anybody. You know, I need someone. When I was young, so much younger than today, I never needed anybody's help in any way. Now these days are gone, I'm not so self-assured. Fine, a channel line, I'm opening up the doors. Help me if you can, I'm feeling down. And I do appreciate you being around. Help me get my feet back on the ground. Won't you please tell me? Now my life has changed.
Welcome back to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones. Got a question or comment for the guys? Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline. Brace yourself. May mayhem has exploded at the Lewis Automotive Group, and they're crushing prices like never before across all 5 locations. Lewis Automotive, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 80 years. Now let's get back to Halftime with the voice of Arkansas Razorback Baseball, Phil Elson, and Arkansas football legend Matt Jones.
Neil Atkinson is the Senior Director of Gaming Operations for Saracen Casino and Bet Saracen, and joins us on Halftime in the usual slot on a Friday. Hey, Neil, how you doing today? Oh, you don't have Neil. All right, I thought we had Neil. We were trying him. Anybody want to call in and maybe act like Neil and give us some betting lines? We'll take your calls potentially. 877-377-6963. Bet Saracen works on your iPhone. Just download from the App Store, or Androids, go to Google Play, betsaracen.com, and any website or any web browser. Just make sure you're within the state of Arkansas to use Bet Saracen. You got all the. Now we've got Neil on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Neil, I was about to go through all the things that are available this weekend. You got the PGA. You got last weekend of college baseball. Of course, Major League Baseball's in full swing. NBA. Softball regionals, too. That's got to be of high interest for your clients.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you list everything going on this weekend, we're not going to have anything to talk about anything else. It just seems like this year, a lot of people think this is the off season for the sports book. Really, it isn't. Without everything being like all concentrated on football, all concentrated on basketball, and especially regionally, the way we latch onto it. You know, this time of year, I've got like 33% is NBA finals, 30% is baseball, and that's a combination of MLB and NC2A. Now you throw in WNBA in the mix, the PGA. Boy, what a PGA tournament. I'm telling you what. I mean, I think 6 people tied for first, 6 people tied for second starting out this morning, and there's 22 tied for third before they tee off this morning. That's going to be a very interesting Sunday if this holds up. But it's just a busy weekend and a lot of different content. And you throw getting ready for the World Cup, which is here in the States this year, which should be the biggest one that we've had, because we don't have to worry about time zones and things of that nature. It's just a great time to be in sports betting as far as content-wise. And, of course, the NFL released their schedule. A lot of talk, a lot of chatter about that. But that lets us put out all of the future markets. And you ought to see the list that's on Bet Saracen. It really, really is long and all the different combinations. So busy time of year for us. Seems like it never slows down one way or another.
All right, I took your advice. I've opened up the futures page. I've clicked on NFL, and I'm trying to go see if I can find the bottom of this. Wow, they took about 3 full thumb swipes, Neil. Like, that's a lot. And this all came out after the schedule release, huh?
Yeah, because, you got to see that schedule. I mean, because we've got everything up there from receiving yards of key players to what rounds certain teams will go off in the playoffs next year. And if you expanded all the menus, you'd get carpal tunnel in your finger because that menu is so loud. I mean, there's conferences, there's divisions. I mean, it's incredible what's out there. And it was funny, as soon as the schedule was officially released, we had people hammering us online saying, hey, you need to get these out. We need to look at this. And I guess people were trying to look and see if we haven't adjusted for something or whatnot. But, yeah, it's really, really interesting. And, of course, this year we're going to be on our toes with the games because I think there's non-international games. And the way the games are spread out now, I know that y'all were talking a little bit about that in the last segment. I'm looking at it 2 ways. From a bookmaker's perspective, I love it because it's more content, spaced out, more attention. But as a fan, I mean, heck, I think the first week of the NFL, we'll have NFL Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, college on Saturday, and then NFL on Monday, Tuesday. And I'm a little bit with Matt. Maybe it's a little bit too much, but hey, that's where the money is, and they got to get that TV revenue. And and charge me more for the data. So I guess it'll be worth it from a business standpoint. But from a fan standpoint, leave Friday night to high school football, and Wednesday, how much more do you need? I know it's just one, but I think they may even do a Wednesday night before the Thanksgiving game. So, yeah, it's spreading out. It's everywhere.
So you guys are having a little fun with the McElroy Spieth Rahm pairing at the PGA today. Got specials right now on Rahm's second hole score. Also with McElroy, they may be on the second hole right now for all I know, because it looks like that's about they teed off about 17 minutes ago.
Yep, that market had come down, and those live markets that we're trying to put up and do that. We anticipated having a few more live markets for the PGA, but the technology partner had a configuration issue. So, golf is getting so much more popular on the betting, and now that they're starting to use this computer technology, we're going to start developing a lot more in-round betting options there too. So, we just added props for the WNBA last week. We've added some new baseball markets that's going to be expanding. And heck, I've got a meeting on Tuesday to get ready for college football season as far as the in-play, the fast, the play-by-play for both the NFL and the college. And it's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun this year with football.
What's in the oven for baseball? Sounds like you got some ideas cooking, man.
Well, I mean, baseball is one of the best sports for betting, especially during in play, because it's a slower pace of the game. It's more methodical and into that. So we put up 2 new pitch by pitch markets and batter markets. We've got about 12 more to come. Mapping these markets to where the feed grades them, and of course we have to in order to be able to give you this content, we have to do agreements and do the official data feed. So, with how fast these markets turn over, it's a lot of work to make sure they're displayed properly, displayed at the right time, and they come down at the right time. And then once it's scored, we settle it so we get that money back in your wallet. So, in the interest of me, I want you putting it back into play. In the interest of you, the faster you get the money, the happier you are as a customer once the bet's completed.
Tell me what we got for softball today. You got Arkansas and Fordham. You got South Florida versus Washington at Bogle. And you guys have been in on softball from the very start, the only sports book in the state to do so.
Yes, and during the regular season, we do only cover Arkansas women's softball, but we did spread each and every one SEC tournament games, and we're doing the entire postseason for NCAA softball. And look, we got the Fayetteville regional winner. We've got Arkansas to advance to the Women's College World Series in Oklahoma City. That's basically to make the final 8. So it's looking really good on paper. They're against Fordham today. They are heavy favorites against Fordham, minus 10,000. If you do the run line, Arkansas is giving them 10.5 runs in softball. So that just kind of shows you, you got Fordham, which is a playoff team, and that just shows you the difference in talent between the power conferences, like the SEC, which really, really does dominate in softball. So I hope to see Arkansas in Oklahoma City. This is the season they deserve it. I think they went into the postseason ranked 5th, and a couple of weeks ago they had the number 1 RPI, and their matchup, if it goes to chalk and as planned, that looks like they would meet up with Duke or maybe Arizona in the Fayetteville Super Regional, if all goes to plan, and the matchup looks really, really good to make their first appearance in Oklahoma City, and we definitely want to see that. And then flipping over to the guys, a tough loss last night. Wanted to get that first game in. If they can win this series, and maybe make some noise in the SEC tournament, maybe they can snag that home regional, and we can see some baseball back in Fayetteville. But Kentucky's fighting hard because they're fighting for their tournament life. They're looking to win this series or do something in the SEC tournament just to make it. So you're against a team back to the wall, and they're going to give their hardest with the last series of the year.
10.5, man. That is some line for the softball game. But hey, I mean, run rule. I don't know. They run rule in softball. I know we don't in baseball, but that would be a reason why right there. Because there aren't run rules in postseason.
Yep. So that's part of it. So yeah. Now, one thing I do want to bring out for all of our golf bettors. We see how tight the field is in the PGA Championship, and one of the most popular bets out there is your player to finish in the top 5, top 10, top 15, top 20. If you have this many players bunched up at the end of the PGA Championship, don't forget that dead heat rule. And if you're a horse bettor, you know what a dead heat can do to your wager. It can actually make you lose some money if a whole bunch of people tie for the same place. And this PGA tournament, after day one, if it's bunched up on Sunday, just be aware of that when we settle those bets. If you're a poker player and you play, a game like Omaha Hollow Split, and half the pot goes to the high hand, half the pot goes to the low hand, and if you have multiple people that have either side of that, you can get quartered and whatnot, and you'll actually will get less money back than what you bet on there. And just remember the dead heat rules. And it looks like we've got a big scenario with that kind of setting up for Sunday. So just want to make sure those golf bettors are aware of that.
Neil, we'll leave it there. It's been fun having you on Halftime. I know you'll continue as the show continues as well. Always appreciate you, man. Thank you.
All right, I appreciate y'all too, and good luck. I know where you're going. I don't know if you've mentioned it yet or not, but I'm going to miss that. And unfortunately, I don't think we'll be able to collaborate because I think one of my competitors is the sponsorship of the show. But that's okay. It's going to be your new listeners and all that are going to be good, and we'll carry the torch here. And it's been my pleasure too. And I'm going to miss doing some little collaboration with you. And who knows? Maybe things may align, and we'll get to do some more in the future. But we'll miss you. But hey, we still got your voice on the radio, and going to hear you call the baseball games and the women's basketball games. So we've got that.
Appreciate you very much, Neil. Thanks. It's Neil Atkinson, Bet Saracen. And we're back for the home stretch right after this. Stay with us.
You want a player who doesn't have the guts to fight back? No. I want a player who's got the guts not to fight back.
This is Halftime.
Are you ready to make a difference for the environment while helping the visually impaired at the same time? Then donate your vehicle to Heritage.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse.
Some serious crappie.
Nice speck.
We got crappies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
From sauce to dust to nuggets. Diablo dusted crispy chicken nuggets. No, they don't come in mild. That would make like 0 cents with the name. Or the whole explosion thing we just did. New Diablo Dusted Crispy Chicken Nuggets. A brand new classic. Only at Taco Bell.
Lewis Automotive has been serving Northwest Arkansas for over 75 years and just getting started.
Our knowledgeable sales team is here to find you the perfect vehicle to fit not only your lifestyle, but also your budget.
Our factory-trained service technicians keep your vehicle running at optimal level.
And if you're looking for genuine parts and accessories, our team has exactly what you need.
Relax in our comfortable lounge. And when your car's ready, we'll return it to you spotless.
Thank you for being a part of our story.
Come see us at Lewis Automotive Group, where you're more than a customer, you're family.
If your Razorback closet needs an upgrade, the University of Arkansas Game Day Collection is what you are looking for. Only at Roback.com. They have brand new Arkansas hoodies and polos that are selling fast. Go to Roback.com to check out their new apparel. That's Roback.com. RHOBACK.com. Use the code RUSH26 for 20% off your first order. Roback, where action meets comfort.
David Bowie got more fame with his #1 hit titled Fame. John Lennon co-wrote and sounded some of the high notes. The last line in the first verse sums it up. Fame puts you there where things are hollow. John 12:43 tells us that many people rejected Jesus because they love the fame of people more than the praise of God. Is it any wonder you get more fame by rejecting the name of Jesus? I'm Pastor E from Woodland. Think about it.
Hello, this is Sebastian County Assessor Zach Johnson here to remind you to assess your personal property by May 31st to avoid late penalty. You can do this in person at one of our 3 locations, over the phone, or online by going to www.countyservice.net. I would also like to remind any current homeowners or any individuals buying their homes on contract to contact our office and check on your eligibility for the homestead tax credit. Contact us today to see if you qualify. The homestead tax credit could save you up to $600 off your tax bill.
So I had pain in my feet for a good 20 years.
It felt like I was standing on marbles.
Something wasn't working with my feet. Was diagnosed with plantar fasciitis.
If your feet aren't comfortable, the rest of the body suffers.
So I went into the Good Feet store and bam. They wanted to make sure that they gave me the right arch support.
You put in the arch supports. To me, it was almost miraculous.
It really brought me back to being able to be me.
I can run, I can walk. This is not something that you could solve online.
Reclaim the good life with the free arch support fitting at the Good Feet store. Good feet, good life.
Baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Penny Lane, there is a barber showing photographs of every hand he's had the pleasure to know. And all the people that come and go, stop and say hello. On the corner is a banker with a motor car. The little children laughing him behind his back. And the banker wears a mask in the pouring rain. Very strange. Penny Lane.
Find halftime on 99.5 in Northwest Arkansas, 95.3 in Fort Smith and the River Valley, 96.3 in Hot Springs and Central Arkansas, 104.3 in Harrison and Mountain Home, and everywhere on hitthatline.com. Join the conversation. Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 80 years. Brace yourself. May mayhem has exploded at the Lewis Automotive Group, and they're crushing prices like never before across all 5 locations. Now back to the hosts. Here's Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
Hey, Matt, you remember reading the box scores as a kid when the paper might arrive in the morning?
Mm-hmm.
It's such a lost thing. It's like you try to go to ESPN or the MLB app or the NFL app and look through the box scores, but it's not the same thing. I just found this incredible newsletter, which you should sign up for if you're a baseball fan, and it will deliver into your email inbox the actual standings, the leaderboards, and the box scores from the day before. They look like the old box score page from the newspaper. This is gorgeous. I mean, and I have trouble keeping up with some of the things that happen, like the leaders and all that. I used to be able to recite to you the top 5 in batting average, home runs, RBIs, runs scored, stolen bases, because I was in with it every single day. It's right there in front of you now, man. This is the best thing I've seen all day.
I guess about 88, 89, I would have been 6, 7. That's when I got into baseball cards, and, 94, 95 was all baseball from 88, so about 5, 6 years real heavy into all those baseball. And then about 96, it kind of went basketball. With the basketball cards and stuff. But yeah, man, that was, you memorize their stats on the back, and then they'd give you a checklist and the sets, and it would tell you who the leaders were of each year at each team and each, like all that stuff. Yeah, man.
My dad had a subscription to USA Today. This would have been late 80s into the 90s, and that was an every morning thing. Now, this is the first thing I'd open up to is the sports page and open up to those box scores and the leaders and the standings, and it was like my coffee in the morning. That was my caffeine. I didn't drink caffeine back then, but that was it. Boxscore.email/MLB is the website. You want to go to that, and it's free. Best part about it. How about that? You get your box scores, you get your standings, you get your leaders, just like it looked in the Democrat Gazette all those years ago. Robert in Fort Smith is here on the Lewis Automotive. By the way, Matt, well done with the 6-7. Good afternoon, Robert. How are you?
Hey, Phil, Matt. Last night, Phil, when Jenkins come in, I got to give props to Kentucky. I mean, they did everything they could to save that game and win it. You brought your Saturday star in there. And, I mean, yeah, we got a home run in the eighth because I really thought, okay, we can do this. We can come back. But Jenkins just did what he does. And, I mean, we just couldn't overcome it last night.
I'm going to be – now I'm with you. I think it was a brilliant move by Mingio. And once I saw him out there, it hit me. It's like, yeah, they can't leave anything to chance. They have to win a game. And this is their opportunity. They're not worried. You know how we say with the Hogs, they're not worried about the next day. That's exactly what was going on with Kentucky yesterday. Now, I'm interested to see what this could mean for Jelkin pitching on Saturday. I'm sure he'll start, and I'm sure he'll be effective to begin. That guy's stuff is really good. But there's 7 batters that now have seen his stuff, including one that hit a homer against him, and he has allowed, I think it's 12 home runs now. So you can hit him. You know, guy that throws that hard, you get a good swing, it's going to go a long way. And I'm sure also, like, he's a horse. He's their only starting pitcher that I think they can count on to go more than 5 to 6 innings. He's thrown 9 and 7 innings the last 2 weeks. There's just no way he's going to have that kind of I just don't expect he'll be that effective the second, the third time through the batting order since he had to work himself up, warm up, and throw 29 high-stress pitches last night.
All right. Well, Phil, it's been good listening to you. Have a good day, buddy.
Robert, I appreciate you very much. Thank you. Robert also was one of the first callers that ever did call into halftime.
An OG.
Yeah, he is an OG, and he's also one of those guys that let me play around with him a little bit because you ever notice with Robert he always calls in and it's real quick. I don't even know if he just said it there, but he usually would call in and it was a real quick. So I would drop it in on him before he would even start talking. But he had a good. I think he knew I was messing with him a little bit, but I think most of you appreciated I was messing with you a little bit when you'd call in, and that goes to Eddie. Eddie knew we were messing with him, but then again, I think Eddie was messing. Well, no, he wasn't messing with us. He was exactly what he said he was going to be. 877-377-6963, the Lewis Automotive Group hotline to get with this here. Appreciate everybody's texts that have come in all throughout the day and really throughout the week and since the last week as well. And Matt, I've been trying to delay talking about this all show long.
Yeah.
It's not the easiest thing. It'd be if I didn't.
But we're best friends. We're friends.
Well, can I put it in these terms? If it didn't matter to me, I would have been able to talk about this easily, or I wouldn't talk about it at all. I would just shut up and go away and go do something else. But that's not what these almost 8 years have meant to me. It's not what these almost 4 years have meant to me with you, Matt, and you, Christian. I think it's been more than 2 years that we've been on the show together here. So I really the things I just am not good at is when something comes to an end. And it's like every baseball season, once the last game is played and it's the post-game show, I can barely hold it together. Because it's the end of something, and it's the end of something that I care about. And if you listen, you care about it too. So, you probably feel the same way that I do. You're trying to delay those feelings and those emotions, the talks that are not the easiest things to talk about, which I've had a lot of those conversations in the last 2 weeks. Some of those with you, Matt. And, I've always tried to be honest, about how I feel about things, not just about sports, but about my life and things going on in life. And
That's the way to be.
Well, look, I remember when I first brought it up, I talked about the idea that when opportunity presents itself, sometimes you have to jump at it. And change it's not always an agent of good, but I kind of force it sometimes upon myself. And that's, when I first started doing Razorback games, that was a humongous major change in my life and how I was going to support myself. It was about taking a chance and thinking that something could grow into something else, which is what this radio show turned into. And I'm so thankful for that. But there's also a little piece of me. There's a little piece of me here, Matt, that I feel a little guilty too about forcing change upon you and upon Christian and upon Ty and Tommy and everybody else that's part of ESPN Arkansas, because this is a responsibility. When you host 3 hours every day out of a schedule, and we were not broadcasting all 24 hours locally, but from 6 in the morning until 7 o'clock at night, it's all local programming. That's the thing that makes this radio station special and the people who run it special. And I take it as a responsibility. I always have. Part of it is about a responsibility to myself, because I've told you for years, I am motivated out of fear. I do not want to sound like an idiot, because I've sounded like an idiot before, and even in days where I've prepared myself, I can sound like an idiot. Anybody can.
We all can.
It's a fearful thing I have when I show up in front of a microphone. When I do it tonight for the baseball game, I'm motivated out of, I don't want to sound like a schmuck. I want to give proper respect to what this is, which is a chance to do exactly the thing that I've always wanted to do. And when people believe in you, that you can take that responsibility and do something good with it, well, then it's upon you to actually do something good with it. I hope that's what this has been. But I do feel like, Matt, I really do. I mean, I feel a little bit guilty that I'm forcing change upon you and upon Christian and the people that this has been my life for a long time. It's your life too, and I've kind of forced some change upon you guys too.
Yeah, life is good. You're going to be successful at whatever you do. Your passion shows. I told Dr. Charlie years ago. I said, whenever Phil decides to leave for whatever reason he leaves for, the show probably won't be as good. Because you are so talented. So we'll the show go on, you'll go on and do your thing, and you're going to be successful, and life happens, man. That's just part of it.
We'll all grow through this.
Yeah.
We will all grow.
Well, that's true. I think, and I really do think that, when I forced change on myself in 2014, that I grew from that. And I really, kind of wandered around without a full-time thing for a couple of years. And so I have to make sure that the people who gave me this opportunity, not just to do a radio show, but also to support myself and support my kids and give me the chance. Like, truthfully, I do all of this so that I can call the baseball games. That's really the biggest thing in my heart. So giving me an opportunity to do this radio show also gave me the chance to continue to call baseball games. Because if I'm not calling baseball games, guys, I don't have any clue what it is I'm going to do with myself. So these are all people who deserve respect. And I've really tried throughout this process, which has been about a month now, to treat that with as much respect as I possibly can. And I hope the people who are affected by this believe that and feel that. Because I respect all of you who work at this station and work on these shows and work behind the scenes and have done the things to make sure that we are promoted properly and that we are out amongst the community and that we're getting paid. That's essentially why we're trying to do this, because we got to get paid at the same time. So thank you, Tommy Kraft, Ty Richardson, Matt Jenkins, Drew Barrett, Matt Travis, Matt Jones, Christian Johnston, Clay Henry, Chuck Barrett, Betty, Cindy, Jen, Ray, Jamie, Christine, Karen, Dale, Zach, Ruskin, Colton, Liz, and Cementhead. Also our weekly guests, and I know I'm going to forget people because
yes.
I can't remember everybody. Mike Irwin, Connor O'Gara, Alyssa Orange, Bill King, Grant Hall, Dudley Dawson, Bob Holt, Brett Dolan, Aaron Torres, James Teague, and Neil Atkinson. And every listener out there, I appreciate all of you. You've texted in, you've called in, you've criticized, you've glazed, and I appreciate the effort that you take. Even you, Abner, even you. You know, the guy that would text in and send in a yawn emoji, once every 2 weeks. I even appreciate you for a split second. But then there are those who you kind of develop more of a friendship with and more of a relationship with, and that's Eddie. That's Eddie at the top of the list, and that's Charlie, and that's real quick Robert in Fort Smith, and it's JT in Hot Springs, and it's B in Clarksville, and it's Jason in Frankfurt who I had dinner with the other night, and you all mean so much to me, and just to say thank you. Thanks very much. We'll break. Matt, let's wrap up the halftime show right after this, okay?
This is halftime.
ESPN 95.3 is live on location.
ESPN 95.3 live on location. Colton Little here for Harry Robinson Sallisaw Ford. Folks, summer is just around the corner. It's only mere days away. And if you're looking in your driveway right now at your old vehicle and think maybe it's time for a change, you got a big road trip coming up this year, you want to cram all the kids into a nice new vehicle, let me tell you, Harry Robinson Sallisaw Ford has tons of awesome vehicles all across their lot that you can score big savings on right now, especially with employee pricing on all new Fords through the end of May. So Expeditions, Explorers, anything that can fit your whole family. If it's a new Ford, and they have it right there at Harry Robinson Sallisaw Ford, and you get employee pricing all month long. So stop by today and take advantage of thousands in savings right here, 1 mile south of exit 308 off of I-40 in Sallisaw. It's Harry Robinson Sallisaw Ford and employee pricing all month long here on ESPN 95.3.
When a business has been around more than 65 years, you know they're doing something right. Hey, Ty Richardson for Johnny's Transmission. They've been trusted in Fort Smith and the River Valley since 1959. Located at 1212 Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith, they strive to make every customer's experience outstanding and want your vehicle to be in the best condition for the road ahead. Check out their website, johnnystransmissionfs.com, and find them on Facebook. Johnny's Transmission, family owned and operated since 1959.
Selling your home doesn't have to be stressful, not when you work with Tara Lindbergh and the Lindbergh Real Estate Group. With over $1 billion in real estate sold, Tara's team knows how to make the process simple, successful, and even enjoyable. They can provide you with a cash offer in 72 hours, or you can use Tara's high-octane marketing and sell your home for thousands over asking. When it's time to buy or sell, trust the team that delivers results. Go to LindberghTeam.com, LIMBIRD.
I want to ride my bicycle.
Looking for a new ride or need a tune-up? Champion Cycling in Fort Smith has you covered. From top-of-the-line bikes like Specialized and Surly to expert repairs, apparel, and accessories, we've got everything you need to hit the trails. Stop by 5500 Mazard Road during business hours or shop anytime online at championcycling.com. Champion Cycling, helping you share in the joy of cycling.
Take your dining to a whole new level at Blue Point Seafood and Steak Restaurant. You'll find the finest cuts of steak and the freshest seafood in an amazing atmosphere. Blue Point Seafood and Steak Restaurant is at Chaffee Crossing, across from the Arkansas Colleges of Health Education on Chad Colley Drive. When your night deserves the best, call 597-4081 for reservations or book online at Toast. Blue Point Seafood and Steak Restaurant, your destination for not only great food, but an amazing experience.
Okay, team, huddle up.
Why are you dressed like a hockey player?
Because America's energy security is on thin ice. We're facing an overburdened electric grid, rising fuel costs, and severe weather. But here's your power play. Propane. It's affordable, abundant, safe. Propane is reliable energy, even when the grid isn't. Advantage Propane.
Learn more at propane.com/powerplay.
Founded in 1950, Crabtree RV Center has grown into one of the River Valley's largest RV dealerships, proudly serving Northwest Arkansas, specializing in sales, parts, and service. We're truly your one-stop shop for all your RV needs. Conveniently located with easy access to I-40 and I-49, we're 40 minutes from Northwest Arkansas and just as close to our friends in Oklahoma, carrying top brands like Grand Design, Coachman, East to West, and Forest River. Crabtree RV Center, making your family's dreams come true for over 70 years.
There's nothing you can do that can't be done. Nothing you can say that can't be done. Nothing you can say, but you can learn how to play the game. It's easy.
Welcome back into halftime, live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
There's a little irony in the last call that we'll take here on halftime. So we got a short segment, so we do have to make it a little quick. Brian in Ozark, and apparently Brian just found out. Brian, this is my last show, so you get to be the last caller. Let's make this a good one. How are you?
Doing good, Phil. How are you doing?
I'm all right. Thank you.
For me, I'll tell you, it's kind of a sad day because I've enjoyed all of our conversations, good, bad, whether we agreed, disagreed, you know, the arguments, everything. I just got to say, I don't think you will ever be replaced on the show. To me, you're the most knowledgeable, fun guy that has ever been on an Arkansas talk show. Disagreements, agreements, whatever. And you're going to be sorely missed. I will miss listening to you 100,000%, buddy. You're the greatest. And so I got one thing for you before I go. One last thing that you thought you, one thing you probably never hear me say, and that's Woo Pig Suey for Phil Ellison. Go Hogs. You are the voice of Arkansas.
Thank you, Brian. I appreciate that very much. Oh, my
We
gosh.
got Charlie Liggett in here in studio as well.
Matt, I feel like I need to be like, that's the way, that should have been the last thing that I had
You
heard.
got one more violin over here.
Hey, Charlie.
Hey, Phil, man, we're going to miss you, buddy.
Well, I'm going to miss you too, but I'm going to see you at Balm, right? Like,
Of course.
We still go out after games sometimes?
Only if you ask me.
We still hang out, you know. Well, I want to hang out with Matt. Matt, here's the thing, man. I mean, who's going to win our contest? We never even let everybody know about this thing all these years. Who's going to win? We probably still have another, I don't know, 20, 25 years before we find out.
With words like that, I'm going to win for sure.
Do you think anybody has any inkling what it is that we've been competing on for these last? It didn't start at the very beginning. I think we've had this thing going for about 2.5, 3 years now. You think anybody has any idea?
I think more than just us, that people all around have that contest. I think
There's a lot of contests to have. Our favorite television show had a very specific contest that I don't think we could have brought to the radio. I'm out. Yeah, you can't do that when it comes to winning the contest that you and I are having, because when you're out, you don't get to announce it.
But you win.
That's right. You're out, but you won at the same time. I don't even know how that really works. And it's also, guy from Harrison reminds me here, like, Matt, we're not working together after but I think I owe you 3 million tacos.
Yes.
And you, like, I owe you 2 to split 3 million tacos right down the middle, $1.5 million for either of you.
We'll meet up.
It'll be special.
It will be special in a good way.
Can't get rid of me either, Phil.
Good.
Just like Tuna said, you can't get rid of me.
Good. You'll be well. You guys are the best. You really are. And I really hope that I've always tried to make sure that the relationship on the air is the same off the air and that it translates. And I think it has. I really do. I think it has for all of us. And Matt, you and I have known each other for, gosh, it's been like 16 years now, I think. 15 or 16 years. I've had so much fun doing this show with you. You are an absolutely beautiful person. You're one of the most interesting people I've ever met in my life and interacted with, and I love you to death. I'll miss working with you too.
I love you back.
Probably the best way to end halftime right there. Does the music start in like 5 seconds, or could have started 20 seconds ago?
I know, a little bit off. But.
Hey, everybody, thanks for listening. Yeah, really, thanks for listening. And I'll be back on the air later today for baseball, 5 o'clock airtime, 5:30 first pitch. And, hey, it's really been great hosting halftime for near 8 years. So thank you for your interest, thank you for your ears, and thank you for being part of this. And have a great Friday.
The tent is up, and the prices are going way down during Jelco Outdoors Spring Cleaning Tent Sale. Save up